In the history of the Black Hills, few women are as mysterious as Calamity Jane. From humble beginnings, people believe Calamity Jane was born in Princeton, Missouri on May 1, 1852. Her real name was Martha Jane Canary, the oldest child of Robert and Charlotte Canary. The number of her brothers and sisters is still debated, but there may have been up to 6. Jane's parents were known as troublemakers, who often committed small crimes and were always short on money. When the Canary family arrived in Montana, Charlotte Canary died, most likely from pneumonia. The family moved to Salt Lake City, but soon after, Robert Canary also died. Calamity Jane became an orphan and had to support her family at only 12 years old. Martha becomes Calamity Jane. The next few years are when the real story of Martha Jane Canary and the character Calamity Jane started to get mixed up in history. According to her memoir, in 1870 she joined General George Armstrong Custer's army as a scout. She said he went south to Arizona and then returned to Wyoming in 1872. During this trip with Custer, she wore men's military clothes. This was said to be the start of her lifelong habit of dressing like a man. We know that in the spring of 1876, Calamity Jane arrived in Deadwood, South Dakota. By this time, she was famous for her shooting skills, bold personality, and drinking habit. She was often linked to Wild Bill Hickok, but in reality, they only met for a short time. In fact, Wild Bill was murdered just a few months after she arrived in Deadwood. Calamity Jane at Wild Bill Hickok's grave in Mount Moriah Cemetery. The event in Deadwood that Calamity Jane is most known for in history is probably the smallpox epidemic of 1878. There are other stories about her taking care of sick people until they recovered without caring about her own safety. For example, a family in Pierre who had black diphtheria. She worked as a nurse her whole life, so stories about her caring for the sick are not hard to believe. The rise of Deadwood Dick and Calamity Jane. After Wild Bill died, Calamity Jane kept doing odd jobs around the hills. Calamity Jane found new fame and money thanks to Edward Wheeler. He put her as a side character in some of his cheap Deadwood Dick novels in the late 1870s. Wheeler had never met her, and most of his